David Walker joins us finally. It's been too long. He's back to talk about his picks in the stat draft, and I think Doug is actually doing a draft, a fantasy football draft, as he does the podcast. So you know he's locked in, all on Locked On Hornets today.
You are Locked On Hornets, your daily Charlotte Hornets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
In a minute, cuz we live.
It's Locked On Hornets, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. Thanks for making us your first listen. We're free and available anywhere you get your podcast, and that includes YouTube. There you see Doug Branson. EveryHornetsBoxScore.com has a sick new Locked On Hornets hoodie, by the way, if you want to give that a little show. Oh. Yeah, show it off, baby. You look great.
The sleeves on that thing? The sleeves don't?
Yeah.
The sleeves
too far, too far.
I saw too much. We all saw it. Yeah, that's too much. Hopefully you're not watching us on YouTube. It's the first time I've ever said that. EveryHornetsBoxScore.com. Also check that out. That is Doug's
After
Substack.
Dark.
And then David Walker, the Chapel Bill apologist. Yeah, it's frustrating out here for Chapel Bill fans. David Walker, the OG Walker of the pod. It's been too long, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it has been too long. I'm glad to be back. It's time to talk ball, guys. That's all we do is just talk ball.
David is testing this out because he did not realize after watching College Game Day for the first time, as you mentioned, in years off mic, that if you talk ball and you're all ball, that means football now.
Right.
It used to mean basketball, but now if you're all ball and you talk ball, it means football, which that's kind of like a it feels like a 5 to 10 year thing recently, but it's wild.
Yeah. You got to pay attention these days, guys. You take one day off of Twitter or TikTok and what have you, and all of a sudden ball is football. So let's talk it all.
Well, I mean, Doug knows he's doing a fantasy football draft as we speak. Like that's a thing that's happening. He was asking us for our advice and then not taking our advice as we were giving it to him. So he's that kind of friend, as you might expect. What's up now, Doug? Where are you in the draft? Who are you considering? Talk to us about what you're doing in fantasy football.
Man.
Yeah, it's fantasy football draft. Everyone loves to talk about their fantasy football draft. Everyone loves to hear about other people's fantasy football drafts.
That's right. I'm so glad I came back for this one.
We are currently in round 8 of 16. It's a 12-team league, 3 keepers. League's been going for almost 15 years. And it was a tough season last year for my team, which is called Is Basketball On Yet? And we're just trying to recover here.
I like it.
I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you guys updated. Don't worry.
Please do. Weird league, by the way, for those that are wondering. Like, there's no tight end, which Doug lobbied for after 5 years. Did not get a tight end. Is a 3-keeper league, and decided to take Brock Purdy as a backup QB with valuable wide receivers left on the board.
Can't have enough help at the QB position.
I question the process. Okay, you're doing that draft. We're also doing a stat draft. So we have our first 2 picks from all 3 of us. We have one more round to complete before we are over and done with the stat draft going into the 2025-2026 season. Doug, I know you're busy, but do you have everybody's first couple of picks to lead us off here?
So I've got like 1,000 tabs open, and somehow I don't have the rundown tab open because it's all – I do have 1,000 tabs, but they're all fantasy football stats. All right, here we go. I found it.
Okay.
So – the way this works for the uninitiated, and we've been doing this for 2 years now, we essentially draft stat categories and players, and then we take the over or under based on their stats last season. So, for example, in round 1, I took LaMelo Ball field goal percentage over 40.5%. So if he hits over, I win that one. Walker took Musa Diabate minutes per game over 17.5. That's a good one. David took LaMelo assists over 7.4. David also took Miles Bridges points under. Walker took Brandon Miller field goal percentage over. I took Brandon Miller usage percentage under. And now here we sit in round 3.
If we just want to recap that, I think some of the more interesting ones to talk about, actually, both from you, David. I think, as I mentioned when Doug told us what your picks were, this would be the second year in a row somebody selected Miles Bridges going under his point per game total.
Yeah.
And that helps when you only go 1 point per game less than what you had scored the previous season. So that allows you to pick it a second time. But a lot of these picks are based off the talent that has been acquired around these guys. For assist total, your pick, right? Doug just made a selection. So assists for LaMelo. Talent around him. Miles Bridges, less points per game, talent around him. Usage percentage going down for Brandon Miller. That's attributed to talent around him. That's the theme, right?
Sure.
The increase here is minutes per game for Musa because we don't have any centers. But other than that, the theme for these stat drafts or the picks that we have in the stat draft is the fact that the Hornets actually did some pretty impressive stuff via talent acquisition, David. So take us through your process on why you chose both of those selections.
Yeah, well, I think the Miles one, you had a similar strategy last year, right, Walker? Did you go under last year for Miles?
No,
yeah,
same thing. Same thing.
It just bears out that if all the rest of these guys stay healthy and these new additions chip in some, they are not going to ask him to score 20 points a game, and he's not going to have the ball as much. So that one kind of makes sense to me. Not that he, can't, but I would say that they're if they had their choice, they would get other people involved a little bit more and get some scoring for some other spots. And the LaMelo one, I mean, the assist, when you look at it, I think that's like his career average-ish, but as you look at it year by year, I think he dipped a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the last 2 years he was eight and over. So like in a normal, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And so that was a little bit of a step back after the previous. He got better just about every year up until last year. So I look for him to have a bounce back year, be healthy, and have more people to throw the ball to. Yes, exactly. So more people that can shoot and score the ball should help LaMelo get some assists.
By the very nature of picking these specific statistical categories, they're supposed to be easy to pass one way or the other. So it's hard to see any of these really failing. Doug, do you see any of the picks that we have actually not going our way? Because, again, first and second pick, we're picking them high for a reason. We feel pretty good about it. Is there one that you feel the least confident in from all 6 selections so far?
Yeah, I just took Josh Downs from Indianapolis. I'm not sure. Oh, man, that sound, I'm back on the clock, and it just actually hit my headphones in a very loud way.
That's terrifying.
So I've got a minute here to figure out this pick. I mean, the assist, the LaMelo assist, I mean, I think that's going to be a tough one to climb over 7 point. Maybe he does it, but I think that's going to be the toughest one so far that I've seen.
That would be the one that's the diciest for me. I would bet that it does happen. Like, I think it does. My biggest thing, David, was you lose a lob threat in Mark Williams,
right?
And you don't have anybody else. Yeah, that would be so driving right, dunker spot, come over and slam. But like the other thing is, well, drive, kick out, better shooters, hopefully, better playmakers, swing the ball, defense late to react, one dribble, home cooking, scoring, still award LaMelo some assists. Maybe we got some of that cooking the books in there. And it's right on the nose for his career. Like, you got it smack dab on 7.4. Yeah, that's what he had last season. So it's easy to see that he could do it. I would bet for it. I do think among the first 6 picks, that's probably the diciest.
Well, and second year of Charles Lee, I'm kind of hoping and banking that the Hornets can at least take a step up out of dead last in scoring in the NBA. So maybe that'll help them.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. That would be a treat for everyone. So if they do that, it stands to reason there'll be some more scoring done. And so, plus, look, I obviously I wanted a LaMelo pick. I want a Miles pick. I'm looking for a Brandon pick. So I'm going with all the big hitters or trying to on my pick. So that one is the one I like. And listen, you take away the 3-pointers and the assists are the most fun part about LaMelo. And, he's one of the best passers in the world. Yeah, I said it, in the world.
Okay. That's why we're here, man. We're here to have fun. I'm glad that you chose something fun to select. Let's move on after recapping the first 6 picks. Coming up next on the Locked On Hornets podcast.
Oh, I've got my pick ready.
Bees everywhere!
Speaking of the worst offensive teams in the league, Doug tells you a little more about his fantasy football draft. Plus, we give you the very last pick for each of us in the stat draft. That's still to come. LOH. First, I want to tell you this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season, it's almost here. Like Thursday night, tomorrow as of this recording, it's almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. For all you Panthers fans out there, be interested in some props, maybe T-Mac. I don't know where the receptions line is on T-Mac. I'm looking at the over with the volume I expect him to get. Chuba Hubbard, I think they want to run the football. I'd be taking the over. Smash the over, baby. Smash the over on that, maybe not total scoring. Maybe you take the under. But go to FanDuel and figure it all out. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. More Locked On Hornets ahead. Okay, last picks for all of us. Snake draft style. Doug was last in the second round. That means he's first in the third round. He's got so many drafts going on.
Picks. We're doing like 17 rounds of this. We're talking about last picks. We're milking this segment for all it's worth.
He's in draft mode, and you cannot stop him, folks. He just wants to select things all night long. Who wore it best also is somewhat of a draft, and we have that planned at the end of the show today.
So I just bought a dollhouse for the baby, and we'll be drafting furniture to go in the dollhouse. Yeah, we just draft everything.
Lazy boy, I choose you. First overall pick. All right, what you got, Doug?
So I've thought a lot about this in that I've researched this since we started doing the show. And I've come to the determination.
8 years, or as of this show, this episode?
As of this episode, no,
okay,
8 minutes.
Not 9 years. Okay, gotcha. I've been looking at this for a decade.
No, I did come to this show saying that I wanted to do something with Collin Sexton, and then I had a hunch right as the show began that Collin Sexton, known for driving the basketball. But I've seen a lot of people analyzing his last year in Utah, in the lead up to him becoming a Charlotte Hornet. And I've seen a lot of him pulling up in the mid-range. And I haven't seen a lot of him finishing at the rim. That's curious to me because I just really associate that with being part of his game. And so I went to cleaning the glass. And again, I have 1,000 tabs up, so I'll see if I can actually get the actual stat for this. But I'm just going to reveal the pick, and then I'll get you the actual number. I'm taking the over on his cleaning the glass frequency at the rim, which I do remember was in the 23rd percentile last season. Wow. Maybe it was 23% frequency at the rim, which was below average for percentile. And every other year in his career, it was way above that. And I think it was just you're going to take a lot of stats from Collin Sexton because of the weird year that he had in Utah, where they were fined like $100,000 for so blatantly tanking all those guys. I mean, how could you establish a rhythm? I know he played like 60 something games, but how can you establish a rhythm on the team that doesn't care about winning at all? So I'm just thinking he's going to get back to what he's been doing his whole career. I'm taking the over on his percentage of his plays at the rim.
Okay. I like it. Should be more shooting and should leave to more lanes. That's the natural thought. I like it. I got one that I think maybe should have been the first overall selection in this draft, and I overlooked it, and I was reminded of it when we started talking about usage percentage. I'm going to LaMelo, and I'm going with usage percentage going down, considering what he did last year was not historical in league sense, but maybe historical in franchise sense. The fact that he was in the 100th percentile on cleaning the glass. Here are the numbers to look at. If you're going by Basketball Reference, he posted a 35.9% usage percentage. That's just bonkers. And then if you're going off of cleaning the glass, which negates garbage time, 37.1% usage percentage. Just some all-time numbers there. Like, if he reaches that with this squad around him, I would be flabbergasted. I think it probably should have been the first overall selection. I'm taking it third. LaMelo Ball under on usage percentage.
No, I love that pick. Just really quickly, I did pull these numbers, and the Collin Sexton percentage of shot attempts at the rim, 23%. Compare that to the season before, 32%, 39%, 41% before that. Just like up and down, he has been an 80th percentile or above percentage at the rim guy, and it went down to below average 45. He was in the 100th percentile in short mid and all mid, because look, there was just, you could pay attention to Collin. You're not going to be able to do that, because if you do that as a defense when he's playing for the Hornets, it's kick out to LaMelo, bang. It's kick out to Knipple, bang. It's kick out to Brandon Miller, bang. Like, they're not going to be able to do that to Collin. He's going to get to the rim next season.
All right, David, you're up. What's the last pick?
Well, I'm going Brandon Miller here, guys. And just as a reminder, you guys both went some sort of percentage, right? Field goal percentage and maybe 3-point percentage.
Usage percentage. I went usage percentage.
Of course. Jeez, I forgot some.
Oh, with usages. Brandon. Yeah. I went overall field goal.
Yep. So I looked at free throw attempts for a long time. He was at 2.9 last year. All you needed was just a nudge to get 3. But I said, you know what? Let's go big or go home. Okay, let's talk ball. Let's go over 21 points a game. 3rd year in the league, coming into his own. Let's go over 21 points a game. Maybe some of those Miles Bridges points will go towards Brandon Miller, and they start to feature him a little bit more in this new look offense or this new look team. I'm going to Brandon Miller over points, guys. I feel great about
David is providing us the most fun content to discuss. Like, I almost want these.
I know. I could tell Doug hates it, which makes me love it.
Well, you guys are in contrast to one another.
Of course,
right? to some degree, right? Like it not necessarily, but the idea is that if Brandon's usage goes down, then perhaps points per game would. It doesn't mean that that's going to happen, but perhaps it would. So Doug's going under on usage percentage for Brandon. You're going over on points per game. I'm going over on field goal percentage. So interesting Brandon thoughts here. Doug, you're giving us all sorts of, I don't know about that faces. Why is that?
Because I don't know if I should take a tight end or not at this point in the draft.
That's what I figured that was.
We've eliminated the position, but there are a lot of juice. Because we eliminated the position, they're deprioritized in this league, and I am one pick away, folks. And Evan Ingram from the Denver Broncos is staring me right in the face.
You're playing this in 2019.
Right.
I wish you could hear the sound in my headphones. I'm on the clock now. All right. So, but back to the real business here. I would actually go. I have a strong inclination to go under on Brandon's points, and not because I think he is going to be less in terms of usage. I think he's going to be higher in terms of an efficiency player. If they didn't make all of these upgrades on the wing, the wing depth, because I think he's going to get plenty of usage in his starting role. It's when he, is coming into these lineups in the second and third quarter. Like, I think he's going to be looked at closing minutes. He's going to be the guy taking shots with LaMelo to start, to get them in a rhythm offensively. He's going to be the guy they look to early and often. But I do have a little bit of, concern in terms of his points, but I think his efficiency is going to go up. So I would just go under. But I understand it.
Fair enough.
But here's the thing. 2 years from now, I can see it going over. I just think this year's going to be weird. I'm telling you,
and that's
I have
how
a feeling,
you cover your bases, guys.
I know. I have a feeling that the storyline at the end of the season for Brandon is, he stayed healthy. His efficiency went up. His usage went down. His points went slightly down. And then next season, he goes and takes off.
Yeah, so we can finish some thoughts here on the other side of the break, but more interesting stuff. David helping us out more so than us, because we're picking the easy ones that aren't all that interesting to talk about after.
Come on, guys. Everybody talks about usage. That's all they talk about.
That's all they do.
Should I go defense here?
Oh, my God.
Coming up next on the Locked On. We actively play defense against Doug, who is trying to tank the show by doing an entirely different type of draft.
And picking a defense.
And picking a defense. Also, who were at best? More thoughts on stat draft. That's all still to come, LOH. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you, and you can link all your accounts in minutes, and you can see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONNBA. More Locked On Hornets ahead. The points per game stuff with Brandon going up. Clearly you could see it. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is some kind of concerted effort on the Hornets' part to give him every opportunity possible to reach above what he did last year by really showcasing him as a future all-star, marketing him as such. It's LaMelo, it's Brandon. We're going on all in on this duo. Everybody else, they're just ancillary pieces. Really what they're supposed to do is help these two guys take us to the promised land. And if that's the case, the idea of better, more improved players at each of those positions is LaMelo becoming more efficient. Brandon has to become more efficient. The volume doesn't have to really go up for LaMelo. The Brandon three-point shooting volume doesn't have to go up. He's already got plenty of that. Yeah. But you do have to figure out other stuff that he might be able to attribute to the team, like taking you off the dribble, playmaking a little bit. Wow. And 100%, that's where it gets talk about being a little dicey. That's when you start to get a little scared. But he has to figure that stuff out if you want him to reach the heights that you want him to reach. He was drafted second overall in a good draft class. And if you want to dodge the high-end Chris Middleton comparisons, which people took as an insult, that was what the insult high-end comparison was, and instead he was tabbing himself as Paul George, and other people that were believers in Brandon Miller, they were tabbing him as Paul George. That's the idea, right? So yeah, like that's it. Do you take a significant step towards figuring that out this year? And if you do, then maybe you run into more points per game. I think that's the case, and I think maybe the team would be on your side in trying to make this happen, David. Doug, you got some thoughts real quickly before David speaks. What you got?
Well, there's a problem, and that's that his summer and most of his year last year got derailed by the wrist thing. So I think that's a problem. It means he's not going to come in, with having built up all of that experience and that knowledge. And, there's obviously study, but there's so many of these guys will tell you there's just no substitute for getting out there and playing. So I think that's a problem. Sure. Now, where I think I might lose this bet, we didn't really make a bet, but if we did make a bet,
I was going to say,
I didn't put anything on the line. You know what? Here we go. We'll have to figure out what David's thing is. We'll make a bet right now. And it's the thing that I set up the last time we did a show. I said, if you're going to make a bet with me, make me take a shot of mayo, because I hate mayo.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So David, you think of what you would hate to consume.
This is not the rules of the game. This is a stat draft.
You get to pick.
Watching it.
You get to pick. I'm giving you the opportunity to pick.
No, I like I said, I feel good about this, and I do, but it's just more for excitement and overall positivity of what could be, right, guys? I mean, 21 points a game. To get over that, he is going to have to find some ways. Maybe it's free throws. Maybe it is getting to the basket a little bit more. I mean, gosh, fewer than 3 free throws a game last year, sure, in limited games. That's not a lot at all. Miles is getting there. LaMelo has learned how to get there. Maybe he pushes that up a little bit, and maybe he does, ramp it up on the 3-point percentage. So it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. It's just going to be how it shakes out with these new guys. That's the one piece, as you pointed out, Walker, we don't really know. But I do see them wanting to feature him. Like, I think they still see it's Brandon and LaMelo until further notice. We'll see how Collin fits into all that. We'll see what kind of element Collin Sexton brings to the table. But look, that they have a young core. If they have a young core, Brandon Miller is certainly a piece of it.
I never got to how I would lose the bet. Here's how I would lose the bet that we've made. And here's and I'll tell you what you have to do. I'm gonna recently. This is
not
one of
how these things
listen,
work.
Listen. It's one of the best buys I've had on Amazon ever. I found a pair. I found a pair of like Skechers slip-on shoes. I got them for like 25. I got them for like $25. I'm wearing a pair of shoes right now.
Bully for you.
$25. Jeff Bezos 3s. They're amazing. I'm gonna buy you a pair and make you wear them to some kind of social function.
The punishment should be to buy LaMelo's new shoes.
Oh no, not a fan, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's way more expensive than a shot of mayo. All right, here's how I lose. It's if they trade Collin Sexton and Miles Bridges at the trade deadline, right? Like they could easily open up more shots for Brandon Miller at the trade deadline.
Bramello.
Or you think they're trading?
No, I didn't say it. I didn't say it, guys. I didn't say it.
Did. The other way this happens for you, David, so you don't have to do whatever bet Doug is trying to strong arm you into doing.
Go ahead.
Do you expect this team to be a faster paced team and just get more possessions per game? Because last year they were pretty slow. They weren't the slowest, but they were pretty damn slow. They were ranked 20th in pace per game, 97 and a half about possessions per 48 minutes. Just for reference, Grizzlies were about 6 more possessions per game on average. So can you get 3, 4? That runs into that total climbs up over the course of an 82 game season. But it's per game. Yeah, maybe that could happen for Brandon and help him out as well. Okay, final thoughts. What you got, Doug?
What's something that like slightly nauseates you, David? Like what? Like what's it doesn't? It's not gonna make you throw
line
up.
Of questioning.
If I took a shot of mayo, it wouldn't make me vomit. It would make me. You would get some good facial reactions. Yeah. It would make me uncomfortable. It would be worth a laugh. It would get a laugh on the show. But so you got to think of something that would just make you slightly nauseated in that way. Maybe it's me talking.
I mean,
that joke has been made 3 times now. Yeah. it's this line of questioning. It's all of this. Anything, David, come to mind?
I wasn't.
Not a big pickle fan.
Pickle juice shot.
Ooh.
So maybe we work that in there.
Okay. Picklebacks. Pickle.
Now, if he
shot.
pushes, then we both have to cheers each other. 1 shot of mayo and 1 pickle juice shot.
Have you guys seen this pickle beer? I saw there was a beer in the
sounds pretty good.
Well, okay, now we're talking. Okay, maybe we try one of those. That sounds even better.
How about just a pickle? Why does a pickle have to be in like 9,000 things? Why don't we just eat a pickle?
It's taking over. The wildest thing I've seen so far is Sonic
pickle
embracing
PR.
the pickle so much that there's a pickle slushy on top, and then you can order like this pickle monstrosity of a burger with a pickle slushy. I like pickles okay, but anyways, that seems to be too much. All right, let's move on, man. We got to do who wore it best. I will not let pickles and mayo get in the way.
We're up against the time block here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we're going to.
Are you telling me you went through a fantasy football draft and made up bets for us tonight? We're not going to finish it. It's not going to happen.
No, we have plenty of time.
Okay.
It's like the middle of August, right? Like we've got plenty of time.
So we're making it. All right, Doug, talk to us. Where are we? Number 3, who are the players? Let's try to get through this.
Oh, I'm sorry I would, but I am on the clock right now. I've got I gotta fill out my bench.
Just tell me to end it. You just give me the word when to end it, and I'll end the show. I'll let David, get back to hanging out with people that don't try to make him do things that gross him out.
I've got I'm looking down the barrel of Ray Davis, Will Shipley, Woody Marks, Brian Robertson Jr., not to be confused with Bijan, Miles Sanders, former.
You're in handcuff territory. Ray Davis is the best handcuff. That's the guy you should go with.
There you go. Right. See,
there we go.
Why don't you just say
finally listening.
Yeah. Yeah. And I chose Brian Robinson. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Are we doing this? Talk to me.
Let's do it.
Help me out. Are we doing it or are we ending the show? You kind of want to end the show, don't you?
It feels like you don't. And I appreciate that. Oh man, I can't, the sound, I'm telling you, I'm in the snake draft right now. You're killing me. All right, let me look it up. Who wore it best?
This is number
three.
I already
three.
know. I already
I'm
know.
actually, you know what? I'm making an executive decision. The show, it's the first time I've ever done it. The show is ending because you're drafting. Number 3 deserves our time and love and care. It deserves all the TLC. We teased it last episode, but I want to give it the time, and we don't have the time. That'll do it. Doug Branson, get back to choosing whatever kicker is available. Everyhornetsboxscore.com. Also, check him out on a new... I will say this. We could provide this platform for you to share with the people what you're doing now, or is it still a little too early?
Harrison Butker or Jake Elliott, kicker. KC, right? I mean, they're going to score.
Yeah.
Philly, though.
Yeah, they're going to score. Okay.
I'm going to go Harrison Butker. Butker!
David, you're not sharing. David Walker. Thank you. What an episode for you to come back to.
It's exactly how I drew it up, guys.
There was somebody. There was a kicker named Joshua Cardi. I could have had a Cardi party. Gow, man.
This is why Doug had you on. It's so he can draft. This is it. Like, this is the exact reason. I can't do it that day, guys. I have a podcast I have to record. Oh, wait. Unless I ask David to come on. Sure, let's shoot for that date. Anyways, David was on, the OG Walker. We appreciate it. I'm Walker Mayo. Listen to me, WFNZ, every weekday from 12 to 3 p.m. Sports Radio 92.7 FM. Have a great rest of your day. I guess we'll be back with you tomorrow. Thanks again, David.
Yeah, boys. Take care.
Do.